Thanks very much. Remember when Democrats were talking about the war on women?
Oh, I think the war on women is real. And look, I tell you where it's going to intensify.
The other Republicans, as I understand it, who are running, represent that right wing that's declared war on women's health.
They've launched a series of attacks on women, their access to health care, even contraception.
Their desperate fear about what is happening with this war on women that they started. There is a war on women.
Well, all of that frothing, all of that hysteria was in response to a single comment from a radio show host. But now some Democrats appear to be waging an actual war on actual women. Democrats like Anthony Weiner, Elliot Spitzer, and now Bob Filner, the mayor of San Diego. But now that it's one of their own, our next guest says Democratic Party leaders are strangely silent. Joining us now, Washington Times senior editor, our old friend and author of the upcoming book, Emily Gets Her Gun. Emily Miller joins us from Washington. Emily, it does seem like when there are actual women being hurt by actual Democrats, the Democratic leadership says nothing. How are they getting away with that?
Well, they're not getting away with it. I mean, you see in the White House briefings almost every day reporters ask, what does the president think? Should Anthony Weiner, this pervert, be mayor of New York? And the White House spokesman says that, oh, he doesn't have an opinion. What? He doesn't have an opinion? How can he not have an opinion on this? You know, or they asked Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's the chairman of the Democratic Party and a woman, and she doesn't have an opinion. And the only thing, it took Debbie Wasserman Schultz a full month to say that Bob Filner, who's the mayor of San Diego, who's a groper, and is literally sticking his hands down the shirts and pants of women who worked with him, to say that he should resign. And Filner now, today, Monday, he's going to, quote, you know, sex rehab, which I don't believe exists, because he claims he has a sex addiction, for 2 weeks, but not giving up his mayoral job. He's being briefed, and supposedly that's going to cure him.
And even some of the campaign people, I think, within the Anthony Weiner campaign, even a woman staffer was saying derogatory things about some of the women that he was sexting, which I think takes it to a whole new level.
Well, actually, that woman, Barbara Morgan, who's his spokeswoman, unbelievably, was talking about an intern. And this intern worked for Weiner this summer, and she wrote in the New York Daily News it was just a terrible experience working for this campaign, and said that which I think is the most outrageous thing, that Weiner started calling all the female interns Monica. So it goes to show his respect for the female interns. So she wrote a story in the New York Daily News about her experience and reaction. His spokeswoman called her the most horrible names, and I'm sure you guys will bleep me if I try to say them here on TV. I don't know if you're going to bleep me on this one, but she called her a slut bag. Just speaking about a college girl. I mean, this is such outrageous, the way they treat women in these campaigns, and yet you don't hear anything from the Democratic leadership.
Well, here's the breakdown as far as I can tell. People who support legalized, taxpayer-subsidized abortion are for women, and people who oppose taxpayer-subsidized abortion hate women. That seems like the only criterion, the only issue that matters to the left running the Democratic Party.
And you know what? They're really on the wrong side of it. And the one policy issue that is up for debate this year is whether we should allow abortions after 20 weeks, which is when the fetus feels the pain of the procedure. That bill easily passed the House this year, and it's up in the Senate. Harry Reid's going to do everything he can to avoid a vote on it. But 70% of women support this, you know, and the reason is simple. Women have been pregnant, and they know at 20 weeks that's a baby, you know, and why should this be aborted?
Yeah, well said. Very good to get your opinion on this. It's very straightforward coming from Emily Miller. We like it a lot. Thanks so much, Emily. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
Emily.
you, Gretchen. Thanks, Tucker.